What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel where I like to talk about how to make money online so that you can achieve financial and location freedom. Today I'm going to share the story of how I started making $15,000 per month just after 3 months of starting career coaching online. Specifically, I'm going to share the 5 steps that I took on how to build that business. I have launched multiple online businesses and have a video around all my different income streams that you can check out right here. So if you're interested in launching online businesses as well, then make sure that you hit the subscribe button and keep on watching. According to Global Market Insights, as of 2020, the e-learning market was $250 billion, and the market is expected to grow to $1 trillion by 2027. Like, what does $1 trillion even mean? That means that people are spending $1 trillion every single year on learning online. Now, this number includes government and corporate upskilling, as well as mandatory education in the K-12 and higher ed space, but it also includes individuals like you and I who want to learn different skills online. This is a great time to monetize your expertise so that you can teach anyone from anywhere in the world. You don't need to be an expert at whatever you teach. You just need to be one step ahead of someone else. Think of what you didn't know 6 months to 2 years ago. What can you teach now to that person today? Just in the last month, I've hired a Spanish language coach who lives a few blocks away from me in Mexico City and a fitness coach who lives in Thailand. I don't even think they're certified in teaching, but they're better than me at what they do, and I know that they can help me. I hope that you take this opportunity to teach whatever that you know online as well, knowing that someone really wants to learn from you. I've taken courses on how to grow on social media and Instagram. I've taken a YouTube course. I'm taking dance lessons that are a hybrid model of online and offline. I've bought ebooks and courses around how to podcast. Pretty much anything that I want to do. I know it's much easier and faster to do it by buying an online course or hiring an online coach. In fact, the first step that I took while growing this $15,000 a month business is actually hire a business coach. I hired Vanessa who created the course Bossgram Academy in 2019 when I decided I want to become an online coach. The Bossgram Academy is specifically a course that helps new coaches get their first client online. Now, this is not sponsored at all. I just really love what Vanessa's doing, and I'm a huge fan of her work. I've also learned a lot from her program. The investment was definitely huge for me at the time. I don't think I've ever spent that much money online learning something after university. And the course was $1,000 when I bought it. I know that it's about $1,000 today, and she's raising the prices in just a few months. So if you are interested, make sure that you check out her account. I'll link it here. Her channel is also amazing for all content creators who want to monetize online. I chose to hire her because I saw the amazing results that she was getting her students and also the amazing results that she got for herself. And I think that's really important when looking for an online coach, to make sure that they are reputable and they have great testimonials that match up to at least the prices that they are charging. And it's totally okay to hire a new coach too, as long as that they admit that they're new and you know that they've achieved those results for themselves and therefore can help you do the same. I would much rather learn from a coach who's, for example, lost 20 pounds herself than a forever fit coach that's certified in nutrition and fitness if I want to lose 20 pounds, right? Like, I want someone more relatable that's gone through what I'm about to go through. Some of you guys might have never hired an online coach or bought an online course, especially in the higher end space. So I wanted to take this time to share a bit about why I decided to hire a coach, and also why you should become an online coach, or why people would hire you instead of using all the free information that's available online today. Your coaching or your courses are going to be much better than the free online content for several reasons. Number one, because it'll save your customer time. I definitely invest in courses just for the convenience and time-saving measures, because I don't want to spend time figuring out a process that's already been figured out. Don't invent the wheel if it's already working for someone else, especially when you're a beginner and it's probably the same process for everyone. It's only when you get to advanced levels that you need to kind of take the information that you get from a variety of advisors and coaches and then make it your own. It's kind of like signing up for swimming lessons if you don't know how to swim versus jumping into the deep end and then hoping you don't drown and figuring it out yourself. So By investing in a fitness coach, I'm being promised that I will hit my fitness goals faster. And just like hiring Vanessa or buying into one of my multiple business coaches and business courses now, I'm hoping to achieve results faster, which means I make money faster. The second reason of hiring a coach is for the sequence and the process that delivers results. You need to learn addition and subtraction before multiplication. And oftentimes what I see is people who want to do it themselves don't really know what the sequence is. So for example, like at what stage do you need to build a website versus focusing on your time on something else? Because everyone's time and resources are limited. What should you be investing in at what time? And by the way, me making $15,000 online, I didn't even have a website. So that's something that I didn't know before and what I kind of learned through the process. The third reason is for accountability and motivation. It's pretty much hiring a accountability partner because you paid that money and therefore I'm like, okay, I paid that money, I have to go do this now. And it just gives me more skin in the game to actually work for those results. And it just feels like someone's on your team and like there to help you get the results that you want. The final reason that I think is really, really important is that we don't know what we don't know when we begin something new. You only know to Google search the things that you know to search for about building a business or losing weight or how to grow on Instagram. You don't know to Google the more intricate things, like you need to do some customer research to understand your customers, or maybe you don't know that email marketing or paid marketing or content marketing, what is the difference between all of them? Maybe you only think of one and you end up learning that one, but you don't expose yourself to all the different channels. A recipe doesn't work if you're missing a whole ingredient, and you need to know what all the ingredients are in order to know how they work together. And that's what I think process, sequence, time, convenience, as well as just results delivered are all so much, gives you such a higher chance of succeeding once you hire someone that's gone through it already. I actually ended up making back my $1,000 investment in Vanessa Lau's course within 2 weeks. So after that, I started wildly investing in different programs and they've all done really well. I think the most expensive program that I've personally invested in for myself is David Perel's Rite of Passage. That was $7,000. So I know that all of this is an investment in myself. It's not a cost. You are the only person that can make yourself money. So the smarter you are, the more competent you are, the more skills you have, the more likely they'll all come together and compound over time so that you can be more successful. I also believe that only if you invest in yourself can you expect other people to invest in you. The second thing I did after hiring a coach to build my $15,000 business is niche down. Niche down on what I wanted to coach. Just like you need to find the right coach for you that has gone through the similar process, achieve the results. Therefore, you need to look within yourself on what results you can deliver for other people. For example, when I was looking for a fitness coach, there's always fitness coaches at my local gym that coach just about anyone. And they promise to help you hit your fitness goals, whatever they may be. But there's also very specialized coaches that specifically focus, let's say, on women who want to lose post-baby weight. And those are very specialized, unique cases. And women who are new moms might want to hire those people because they know that these coaches specifically work for their niche and has helped people exactly like them in their shoes achieve their fitness goals, right? It's kind of like, if you wanted to go eat sushi, would you go to a sushi restaurant or to a buffet that served pretty much anything? Where are you going to get the best results? So what drew me in was actually a fitness coach that specifically targeted busy professionals that didn't have time to work on their fitness or diet and wanted to spend as little time as possible making those decisions. And so that was what I was promised. Now I have a full workout plan that I don't have to think about and some great tips on how to measure what I'm intaking for food. You can niche down by looking at what specific experiences you have that other people might not have. And these experiences got you from point A to point B, and point B being a result that people that you could coach might want. So for me, I niched down to specifically helping non-technical professionals break into tech. And I had that experience of being a new grad with no work experience, no network, and pretty much no work visa, and wanting to get a job in Silicon Valley. And within the first year that I was out of school, I was laid off twice, and totally not by my fault. I was laid off because the startup that I was at went under, and then the second startup that I was at, the CEO got fired for fraud, and then so it was a really awful time for everyone, and I had to job search 3 times within my first year out of school with no work experience and no network. And how did I build myself up to that? Through going through that experience, I obviously have a process that works and tips and tricks for the entire process for those people that are where I was. So I set out to specifically coach non-technicals without an engineering or computer science degree, and only those specifically that wanted to break into the tech industry. You can do anything that you might have experienced as well. You can coach people through the process that you have been through, such as a divorce, and you can niche down to a divorce with children with a custody battle, or something brighter like starting a cupcake shop, or how to do your nails if you're really good at doing that, or again, how to make YouTube videos succeed, or how to start a podcast, how to journal every day, quitting your job, or how to get back to work as a new parent. All of the above, anything that you can think of, you will find a market out there because you wanted to learn, and therefore someone out there probably wants to learn the same thing. Let me know in the comments of this video what you think that you could teach online. Moving on, the third thing that I started doing after I hired a coach and niched down was to look for potential clients to really understand what problems they had now and what process I can develop to help them to getting their first tech job. So this is the point where I needed beta customers, and also the point where many new coaches actually end up doing some free coaching in order to refine their coaching process in exchange for testimonials. But I actually didn't do that. In order to understand my potential customers better, I ended up sending out a market research survey that was actually disguised as an intake form for a potential free coaching call from me. I posted in multiple different Facebook groups and Reddit forums because I didn't have my own audience. I knew that I had to leverage other people's communities where I know job searchers were, like Albert's List in San Francisco of many job seekers who are looking for jobs in the Bay Area that I personally used, as well as tech ladies. So there's always women who join tech lady communities, even though they're just early in their careers and still looking for a job. But instead of just trying to saying that, oh, I'm a new career coach, who wants my services? I sent out this survey that will help me understand who my audience is, but also use this as a leverage to say that I'm here to help. Here's my story, my own story about getting laid off twice and looking for a job 3 times and breaking into tech. I know how it feels, and therefore I have 3 free coaching spots. I'm willing to do 1 30-minute free coaching call for 3 people who fill out this form because I want to know that you're a good fit and someone that I can help. That's what I put out there, and lo and behold, within 48 hours, 200 people filled out this form. Now, that actually just signals that so many people actually do need help with their career or are willing to at least consider a career coach, especially if it's free. In this market research survey intake form, I asked questions like, where do you go for help when you are looking for career advice? Have you invested in other professional development programs before? What do you think is stopping you from getting the job of your dreams in tech? And most of all, how do you feel about job searching? And if someone can wave a magic wand, what are the results that you want? Now, asking someone what they feel and hearing from their own words, what their goals and what their challenges and barriers are is really, really good, because as a coach and as a marketer, you want to reflect someone's same words back at them. So I know that people were feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, very down and dejected, etc. And now from the survey, these are the words they use. That's what I started using myself and as my marketing copy, because by relating to someone, you're more likely to hire them. For the 200 people that ended up filling out this survey, I actually narrowed down over 100 of them that I can help. That is the non-technical who wants to break into tech. And therefore, I started hopping on multiple sales calls or these free 30-minute consulting calls or free 30-minute coaching calls. And I didn't tell them that they weren't one of the three. I probably hopped on 50 over the course of a month before I think my throat just started giving out and I started sounding like a broken record. But for the first few, within the 50 calls, I ended up signing 15 students. And because these were free coaching calls, I did end up giving them some tips and advice to what they thought their biggest challenge was. But in the sales call, I also pointed out to them the things that they didn't know, and are the many different steps and challenges that they're going to face, even if they do solve the one that they came to this coaching call for. So because I had already solved one small immediate issue for them in 30 minutes, I easily upsold 6 one-hour coaching sessions, promising them that, if you already can solve this one small problem with me in 30 minutes, think of what you can do with 6 hours. I'm going to give you the best chance possible at achieving that dream of getting a job in tech. Of course, I only selected people that I felt like I can actually help, that were qualified, had the degree necessary in order to get a working visa, had enough transferable skills that I felt like could meet the standards of a job in tech. Because I don't want to, overpromise and undersell. Always underpromise and oversell. Moving on to the fourth step, which is refining the process of what content and curriculum that I'm going to teach these clients. Because I had 15 clients to work with, I was really able to see what were the commonalities that they were going through and what I can develop as a repeatable process, step by step, what they needed to know and do in order to get their first job in tech. And I can also iterate this process by testing it with different people to see if it really got results. And the process that I narrowed down was 5 modules in 5 different coaching sessions. I was able to take them from step 1, first coaching session, we worked on their resume and how to communicate different transferable skills. The second coaching session, we went through all the different roles there were in tech and how to evaluate whether a company was going to succeed or not. Because for me, the reason I got screwed over was because I kept choosing companies that weren't very successful. So I thought this was a very important lesson. And then coaching session 3 was on online networking. Coaching session 4 was an offline networking. Both these networking sessions really taught my clients how to leverage LinkedIn, what content to produce, how to search and find hiring managers online, and also who to talk to at offline networking sessions, how to follow up with them, how to get coffee chats, and how to move through this process so that you can actually get your resume in front of a recruiter and hiring manager. And then by session 5, we're looking at interviews and we practice the best practices around how to answer common interview questions. By session 6, we're going through the whole package again. It's more of a Q&A and helping session around whatever the client wanted to do. Now with this process, after about a month and a bit of iteration with 15 different clients, I actually ended up getting clients jobs and results. And that's when I knew that I was ready to scale and bring on more clients, because I knew that I can deliver results, which takes us to step number 5. Step number 5, I really thought about how can I reach more people without spending more of my time. And so I made a few changes. Remember when I had 200 market research intake forms and I was really only able to hop on about 50 different calls because it was exhausting. A lot of energy is spent during that. So I thought about how do I automate this? And instead of taking sales calls, and because I've taken so many, I knew what kind of language resonated with different clients, what helped them convert, what were the common things and tips that I was giving everyone. So instead of doing one-on-one sales calls, I turned these sales calls into a masterclass around the 3 top mistakes that you make while job searching. And at the end of this class, I upsold a program. Second thing that I stopped doing was actually one-on-one coaching calls. Instead of that, I recorded all the different lessons that I was teaching at each different stage of my coaching process and turned them into an on-demand course. And then for these new students that came through my masterclass, they were basically buying a course, but I also held weekly Q&A sessions in order to be able to customize this experience for everyone. For my one-on-one coaching, I charged about $150 per hour. At the beginning, when I was new coach, I charged $100 an hour, which slowly moved up as my more and more clients came. I thought that was really reasonable for one-on-one services, but there's definitely a cap on that. There's a cap on my time. There's a cap around how much I can charge people that don't have jobs. So in order to create more access to people, I also halved the price. So 6 coaching sessions at $150 is about $900. And then I snap that back for the group coaching. You get to watch the video, learn everything that I was teaching in my one-on-one programs, and then have a Q&A session that's every single week for an hour to 2 hours. I stay on as long as anyone has questions. And that program, I charged $450. And within the 3rd month, now we're finally here, the 3rd month of me career coaching, I ended up doing 2 cohorts of 15 students. So about 30 students at $450 early bird pricing, $550 not early bird, post early bird pricing, and I did end up making about $15,000. Of course, during this entire process, I was also producing content on LinkedIn about how to get a job in tech, what are some mistakes I made, what was my story, and results that I was helping my students achieve. And this is to build this audience so that every time I ran a new masterclass in order to bring in more students to my group coaching course, then there would already be an audience that is warmed up and ready to receive that. I have since stopped even group coaching because that is still a cap on my time, and there's lots of other projects that I am working on, as you can see in my income streams video. But also I felt like the high price point wasn't very accessible to who I was, back in 2016 when I was twice laid off and looking for a job. I did not have $450 to put towards this. And that is when I decided that this year I'm turning this group coaching course into an ebook. And what that does is it's a written guide that you can go through at your own pace. It'll have videos in it as well, the same videos that I did in my group coaching course, but I actually think it's much easier to go through something when it's written. That's just me. So it'll be made for both, different types of learners. And what this will do is, number one, I won't be as involved. It's more of a book or a guide. I will host random sporadic study sessions with everyone in order to provide the most help, I think, to everyone, but I don't have the time in order to do 2-hour sessions every single week for a set cohort of students. And this will also help because I'm lowering the price point a lot. It's only going to be $20 to $30. Right now it's on pre-launch for $20. It used to be on pre-launch for $10, but I raised the price because there were enough buyers, and I'm trying to find the right price point. But I assure you that it's not going to go over $35, $40 at the maximum, ensuring that, all these new grads and people that really need a job are able to get the help that they need, while also allowing me to have time to keep building and creating other products, which is what I love to do. So if you're interested in that program, like if you're a new grad that wants to get a job in tech, there are going to be a lot of bonus sections, not just the 5 modules that I listed earlier on around my process. I'm also going to be talking about how to break into Web3, what are all like a terminology bank about tech, because that was something that I struggled with, speaking the language of tech people when I came from a business background. So if you're interested, I am linking the link down below. Make sure you get in on the pre-launch before prices go up again. If you enjoyed this video, which I really hope you did, and learned a lot around how you can build a online coaching business with barely any tech. Like, I didn't even build a website. I used LinkedIn and I connected people to my Zoom link. From there, you can use PayPal, send them a PayPal link. If they pay, then you can just use email to follow up with them on dates, and use LinkedIn groups or Slack for communication. Totally no code, and you can build a multiple 6-figure business in a year. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comments what else you want me to make videos about. I really enjoy being here, and I need new ideas because that will help me stay on track on creating new videos on a more regular basis. With that, see you guys in the next video.